Hello, my name is Mrs. Farah Abdelkarim. I'm the psychology head of department, and I'm here today to talk to you about A-level psychology. So basically, what is the course about? The course gives you an understanding of basic psychology. So it's like Psychology 101. It gives you an understanding about human behavior, why people choose to behave differently in different situations. Is it because it's our nature to behave that way? Or is it because we are predisposed to behave that way? Or is it because of the effects of the environment on how we are behaving? So is it the way that we were brought up? Is it our family? Is it our colleagues in school? And so on. So it's a very interesting way of seeing how our lives develop, how we develop as people. And the thing that I like most about the course is that it's applicable to everyday life. So you're going to be learning about theories and procedures and specific studies in order for you to understand how you're developing a little bit more. So A-level psychology is going to be interesting for people that obviously have an interest in how people develop, want to understand the world around them a bit more, want to understand the behaviors of people around them a bit more. So in A-level psychology, the course is broken up to 3 different components. The first component is research methods. So you get a fundamental understanding of how research is done. We do we learn about research about experiments, we learn about observations, we learn about self-reports. So how to conduct a proper research experiment so that you're able to understand all the different aspects that we have discussed earlier. There's also a big chunk of research methods that is related to inferential statistics, so that you learn when you collect the data, how you're supposed to tabulate the data, how you're supposed to come up with conclusions later on, how to read the data, essentially. Component 1, research methods, is taught in year 12, or how we like to refer to it sometimes as year 1. And then the other component that comes or is taught at the same time as research methods is component number 2. So component number 2 is psychological themes through course studies. This component basically is the essence of the whole course. So you get to learn about social influence, you get to learn about developmental psychology, you get to learn about individual differences, how people are differently and how this has an impact on behavior. We learn about biological psychology as well. So there are 5 different components, and we explore each one of them in depth to see how behavior is shaped. Is it because of biological factors or environmental factors? So these are the 2 components discussed in year 12. And then we move on to the 3rd component, which is applied options. This is what we do in year 13. So this is a bit of a structured way of looking at psychology, if you'd like. The first aspect of this year, or year 13, that we discuss is issues in mental health. So we look at the development of psychology over time. We look at how psychology has changed, how at the beginning mental asylums were frowned upon because they treated people very barbarically and very badly, and how this has changed over time. And we also look at a very important aspect in psychology, which is misdiagnosing people. So you get to have a first-hand experience and a first-hand look at whether or not you agree or disagree with diagnosis, if this is something that you've experienced before, or if this. So there's a lot of discussion and there's a lot of opinion that you can build. And then we have 5 options to choose from. As a school at the Nobel, we choose to cover child psychology and criminal psychology, primarily for 2 reasons. Number 1, they are the most interesting topics out of the 5, and because based on experience, the people that leave the school either want to work with children, so they want to work in an educational setting, or they want to work with children who are disadvantaged, or they want to work with children that have specific mental health issues. And also a vast majority of our cohorts, a lot of people want to work in the justice system. So they want to work with criminology, they want to understand the law better, and so on. So this course gives you a very good understanding of criminology. Are criminals made? Are criminals born? So you get to make up your mind based on what you study. I would say that I'm very fortunate to be one of the teachers that are teaching this course. Throughout the past 2 years, we've had very high ALPS reports. Last year we had a 3, and the year before we scored 2 on the ALPS reports, which is brilliant. The students report that they enjoy the course very, very much. They're able to relate it to everyday life. So it's a good way for you to understand how you are, why you're developing, how you're developing, and what you can or cannot do in order to make sure that you are, going where you want to go. If you have any questions or if there's anything that you need more explanation I'm more than happy to help. My email is farah.abdelkarim@nobel.hearts.sch.uk. Please contact me anytime. We're looking forward to seeing you in sixth form.